There was a special election in Texas this week for a Texas congressional seat, and a woman by the name of Susan Wright was Donald Trump's handpicked and endorsed candidate to take that seat. Well, it was a low turnout special election here, but it turns out Donald Trump's handpicked candidate lost to her Republican challenger, a man by the name of, was it Jake Sherman or Jake Ellzey, excuse me. Jake Ellzey won the seat instead of the woman that Trump picked. Kind of makes you think, doesn't it? You know, I know Donald Trump, since he left office, been sitting down there at Mar-a-Lago or sitting up at Bedminster thinking he's the Republican kingmaker. We have seen Republicans go to him groveling. Speaking of Texas, hell, George P. Bush went up to Bedminster recently groveling, wanting that endorsement, even though Trump's been so horrible to his family. And then Trump didn't give him the endorsement. And maybe that's better for George P., right? Because it turns out getting an endorsement for Donald Trump isn't a slam dunk. Hell, at this point, it really isn't anything. It might actually be a kiss of death. Why? Because Trump is not the kingmaker that he has convinced the rest of the Republican Party that he is. And that's the thing that these Republicans have to understand. And trust me, I don't want to give good advice to the Republican Party, but at this point, it's becoming comical. You see them all groveling, all afraid to upset Donald Trump because, oh, what if he does a thing? What's he going to do? Endorse your challenger? Hell, that's about the best thing your campaign could receive at this point. Look back at his track record, even when he was president of the United States. Candidate after candidate after candidate that he endorsed in special elections got their butts handed to them. That's a pretty strong testament, if you ask me. Now, that's not even saying that all Trump-endorsed people lost. That's not true. Plenty of Trump-endorsed people won, but not enough to make it to where he is the kingmaker, or to even say that his endorsement helps a candidate with their chances of winning. Yet the Republican Party continues to bow down to him as if he has any kind of real power. We saw once again this week with this special election that the guy has nothing. He has no power. He has no sway over the voters. It simply doesn't exist. The only power he has is the imaginary power that Republicans have created in their minds that he has. This is almost quite literally, the emperor has no clothes. Okay? And all I'm sitting here waiting for is for one Republican to jump up from the crowd and say, he has no power. Look at what he's doing. Nothing he is doing is working. Nobody that he is endorsing is winning. We're following an idiot who thinks he's wearing the finest robes that the country has to offer. But he's actually strolling buck naked through the middle of the street. Is that ever going to happen? No. I don't think Republicans are going to ever wake up from this stupor and realize that all of Trump's power is imaginary. When he won in 2016, first of all, he didn't even win the popular vote, lost by over 3 million. Okay? So victory, Electoral College put him in office. Couldn't even win a majority of votes here in the United States. He never hit an approval rating of even 50% throughout his entire time in office, except for the incredibly skewed polls from right-wingers. He was never popular. He was never powerful. He was rejected and rebuked anytime he was on a ballot. Anytime his party was on a ballot after his initial election, they got their butts handed to him. That is how toxic he is. The exact opposite of a kingmaker. He is a gravedigger at this point. You want your career to go down in flames? Go grovel for that endorsement and see how that helps you out in a campaign. And again, I don't have to worry about telling Republicans what's really happening within their party because they're not going to listen. They're going to continue to pretend he has power. They're going to continue to bow down to him. And they're going to follow this little gravedigger all the way to the coffin. That's what they're going to do. Let them do it at this point. But you can't say we didn't warn you.